Hello, I'm Chatty and welcome to my channel, Chatty the Mad Chatter, where I will be chatting away madly about books. And today it is going to be some extra mad chatter on Rainbow Grey by Laura Ellen Anderson. And once again, I am still without the ability to edit, so it is another one-shot, no editing book review. So, I have the book and I have a few notes, but not huge, so this could get waffly, but we're gonna do our best. Usually I have done pretty well so far at just doing one take and doing the videos. This is the first video where we're on take 2. I tried to film this a few days ago. I woke up early whilst my children were sleeping, set it up, and my youngest invaded towards the end of the video, which was highly entertaining and very cute. But it didn't do the book justice. So I need to do this book justice because I loved this book. It is a fantasy middle grade and I absolutely, already losing bookmarks. Chaos is occurring. I absolutely love reading middle grades, in particular fantasy, because it is my favourite genre. I have had so much fun with Laura Ellen Anderson's Amelia Grey series. I've only read the first, Amelia Fang, Rainbow Grey, Amelia Fang, which has got more of a kind of Dracula, monsters, Halloweeny, spooky vibe to it, but in a really fun and cute way. And I've had a great time with those characters in the world. I find them funny. This is the younger end of middle grade. I'd say this is ever so slightly older than the Amelia Fang, just very slightly, in that the book is a little bit bigger and a bit longer. I think the story is still very accessible. So if you enjoyed the Amelia Fang series, you are absolutely going to love Rainbow Grey. I was so excited for this. I've only been reading the Amelia Fang because my eldest, I'm reading them with him. We got the first one from the library. We both loved it. And I've then proceeded to buy him the rest of the series, but this was for me. This was very much for me. So I was really excited to see what Laura Ellen Anderson did with a brand new fantasy world. So here we have the three weatherlings. So everyone who lives in the Weatherlands is a weatherling, and the whole kind of concept of their world is they are responsible for weather and the weather magic, but not sort of in the way you would be expecting. And Laura Ellen Anderson also does all of the beautiful illustrations in these books as well, which is incredible. I love her whimsicalness. I love her imagination. I love the humour in there. She's fantastic. But as I was saying, this is more the younger end of middle grade as opposed to the older. So just to kind of put it into context, I would definitely read these with my eldest, who is 7. But I wouldn't read things like Nevermore, his Dark Materials, Inkheart, or any of those kind of middle grade books that are kind of more the older end, or Percy Jackson. He's not quite at the Percy Jackson level yet. So that kind of places it in terms of its kind of like the aim that it's aged at. But if you enjoy just having a really fun time with characters that are about being brave, about friendship, about trying to help, and you really enjoy the world building and sort of the magic of middle grade, you are just going to have a fabulous time with this book. So I'm going to go into it a little bit more now. I'm going to look at the world and the characters. So I'm not going to like spoil anything in terms of the plot of the story, but if you like going in knowing as little about the book as possible, I am going to be kind of exploring more about what the characters look like, sharing some of the illustrations, the magic of the world and things like that. So if you don't want to hear that, leave now. You have been warned. Anyone else who has read this, feel free to stick around. Anyone who is happy to kind of have those very mild spoilers, I'm going to explore a little bit more with the book now with you guys. So let's start off. Well, first of all, let's look at these beautiful end pages. So here we have Ray Grey on her cloud cat Nim, who is just the floofiest, most adorable animal companion ever. and always in rainbow grey books. And now my child is calling me. Can I pause this? Maybe I can pause. Amazingly, did not think I could pause this. What an idiot I am. Anyway, sorted, let's carry on. So in all of Laura Ellen Anderson's books, she gives you a little character breakdown about the main characters in the book and a few little facts about them, which is a lot of fun. And then here we have the fantastic map of the Weatherlands. So you have all of these different areas which kind of link to the different weather magic that the Weatherlings can have. So we have the Valley of Winds for the Weatherlings have wind magic. I'm imagining the Crackling Caves are for the Thunder and Lightning Weatherlings. The Dripping Down Village, the Rain Weatherlings. Flowy Mountains will be the Snow Weatherlings. And then here we've got both the Sunkeeper's Conservatory and the Sunflower Fields, which are to do with the Sun Weatherlings. And here we have the Cloudimus suburbs, and that is where Ray Gray and her family live. They live on Cloud 9, and each of the houses are attached to the cloud by a silver lining. And that is the stuff that I love in books. I love it where it takes like a phrase or an idea and makes it into a physical thing. That gives me a lot of joy. I'm someone that appreciates a pun. So this pleased me greatly. And then you have like the main Weatherlands itself, where you have the Sky Academy, which is Ray Gray's school. And then lots of other different bits and pieces that we have not discovered all of them yet, but I have to do a special call out to the Rising Bun Bakery. I did say I love a pun. And also I do enjoy pastry, magical pastry things in my books. It gives me a lot of pleasure, makes me a tad hungry, but I enjoy reading about magical food. So all of that is so much fun to explore. Where was I going with this? I'm not sure, but that's a lot of fun to explore. I love a map. I love all of this. So we do get to see a little bit more of all the world in here, and I can't wait to kind of explore even more about it in the later books to come. So moving on now to the characters. So obviously we have Ray Gray here, our lovely protagonist, and we have her parents, who I will find. So her dad, there we go, is a cloud weatherling, and all cloud weatherlings get their own cloud companion. In his case it is a whale, which I think is fabulous. And they have this magical item here, which is like a shepherd's crook, and that's how they control their cloud magic. Now, Ray Gray and her mum, Claudia, again, he's called Hayes, love the names. So Ray Gray and her mum, Claudia, who is over here, they don't have any magic. And that is fine. Like, there is no stigma to it. There is no discrimination in the Weatherlands. They all appreciate all Weatherlings have different gifts. And as you can see from her fabulous hair, Claudia is an engineer. She likes to fix things. And Ray seems to take after her. She's not shown any signs of weather magic yet either. But I absolutely love the parent rep in this book. I really enjoy middle grade books where we do get to see a really nice parent and child relationship. As much fun as it is to have the orphan with family mysteries and is out by themselves, discovering secrets about their family and who they came from, and that they kind of don't have any kind of parental guidance, so they get to go sneak off and have all these adventures without any parent going, that's not safe. I do appreciate when we do have parents in books as well, and we have all those kind of things explored with that really lovely relationship between parent and child, and parents going, that's not safe. I do appreciate all of that in books as well. So I like that we have a mixture of present parents and non-present parents in all books as well. There is I think across the board now there does tend to be more good parent rep coming up in books as opposed to wicked step parents and orphans. Anyway, that's a big aside. Yeah, so fabulous parents in here, which are a lot of fun. A lot of very healthy unconditional love shown to Ray. And she is a very bubbly character. She has big dreams. She wants to be an Earth explorer, which I'll come on to in a few more. I will go into a few more details later on. But I really enjoy the relationship between her and her parents, and also we get fantastic relationship between her and her two best friends, who we can see on the cover here. So we have Snowdon and we have Droplet. And just as their name suggests, yes, Snowdon is a snow weatherling. And we get to see them all in school here. So here is their weather teacher. And they all have like basic weather studies. And then they go off into their separate classes to learn more on their specific magic. So Ray is still very much learning with her friends, despite the fact that she hasn't got her own particular brand of weather magic. But I really enjoyed this illustration where you get to, I'm hoping it's not too blurry, you get to kind of like guess who the other weatherlings are and what their magic could possibly be. I find that a lot of fun. So I'm just going to point out here, we've got Snowdon, and he has special snow gloves, and that helps to kind of channel and control his magic. So I really enjoyed that within this magic system, every different type of weatherling will have an item, and that is how they get a better kind of control and the ability to channel more effectively their particular brand of magic. And here we have Droplet, and she is it Droplet Jewbells? I should know this. I'm very sorry, Droplet. How rude of me to not recall your name. Yes, Droplet Jewbells. And she has got a wonderful rain cape here, and that is her, helps to channel her weather magic. So of course she is a rain weatherling. And Snowdon's character, he is highly academic. I love that he is swotty and wants to do well in his studies and wants to know everything there is and do the best he can. I love that about him. And he is kind of like the voice of caution and the voice of reason, which I think they need. And Droplet is kind of the opposite to that. She is mischievous, she's late, she is quick to protect her friends, quick to get angry about things, and if she is annoyed, she will splosh you on the bottom with her rain weather magic. So I really love the friendship that they have all together, and how they want to support each other no matter what, even if it involves doing something that is possibly against the rules. And I love that Ray Gray does not feel lesser because she doesn't have weather magic. I love that she has her big plans. She, like I said, wants to go and be an Earth explorer. She has this hero called La Blaze. Again, I should know her full name, I'm very sorry. La Blaze Delight, who is a Earth explorer, and Ray has all of her books and wants to follow in her footsteps and do all of those fun, fantastical things that she does. And we have a little shout out to the Little Mermaid here. Ray kind of collects lots of Earth things, like Earth momentums. So we have a lot of fun with, you know, shower caps, flip-flops, stamps, and other things that she manages to acquire through her dad. So her dad's job involves him going to Earth a lot, and he brings things back for Ray. And Ray can't wait until she is old enough to be able to go to Earth herself. So I really enjoy, most of this I enjoy, that the relationship they have with Earth. So you can travel to Earth, and they're involved with not only the weather of their planet, but also mainly the weather of planet Earth. And so we have kind of more of an environmental link to this. We have this kind of nature connection and appreciation of life on planet Earth. So I really enjoy that relationship that they have. So there is a lot of kind of around the idea of the changes in weather and how weather can be dangerous, and how weatherlings are trying to protect Earth from weatherlings who have gone rogue and are responsible for some of the worst weather that Earth has. So it's kind of like a bit of a constant battle between the weatherlings and the ones who have gone rogue and want to cause chaos and destruction. And that's where we kind of meet more of the villains of the story, as it were. So as you can see, Ray Gray on the front cover looks very different to Ray Gray, who we meet at the beginning. She has very, very different hair. So I don't think it's a spoiler that at some point Ray experiences rainbow magic. And that leads on to her finding out more about it, finding out more about how to control her powers, finding out more about who she is and what she wants to do with this newfound knowledge. And her friends are there to support her every step of the way. And I've lost my notes. I fell on the floor. Yes, so I really enjoy her determination to try things, that she is more likely to just go for it rather than thinking it through, which is Snowdon's job. And I just enjoy the kind of the combination of the three of them. I think they really complement each other together. And Ray is so happy and optimistic. It's very easy to be on her side, empathise with her and connect to her. And a couple of things I want to show you before I finish is, like all book lovers, we do love a library, and a magical library. So in Rainbow Grey, what she does, because she doesn't have any weather magic in the afternoons, is she goes to the library. And all the books are growing off different branches around the bottom of this room. And here we have, if you are a lover of middle grade, I imagine you have come across the channel How to Train Your Gavin. And here is Gavin, written into the story by Laura Ellen Anderson as Gusty Gav, the librarian. So that is very fun to meet him in his fictional book cameo debut. And I think very fitting that he is the librarian in the story. So that is as much as I'm going to go into with Ray Grey, because I don't want to go into spoilers. I had such a great time with this, and my mum, while she was visiting me, also picked up a copy of this book. Sadly, Waterstones no longer have these beautiful editions with the rainbow sprayed edges, but she just picked up a book anyway and read the story while she was here. So we both had a great time talking about the book and the world, but she did find one character where they kind of look more into the backstory and they go on a journey. She found that not as well developed as she would have liked compared to one of the characters in Amelia Fang. But I very much feel I'm here for the journey, I'm here for the ride, and we're seeing this through Ray Grey's eyes. And Ray Grey is very optimistic, sees things very much in black and white, and is easy to kind of forgive things. So I think it did make a lot of sense for things to happen this way. In the real world, it would not make as much logical sense, I suppose, in that way. But in this world, in this middle grade fantasy, I was very much here for the ride and absolutely fine with how the story played out in terms of that particular character. So that said, if you love middle grade, please pick this up. It's such a treat of a book. It's light, it's fun, but there's still a good plot in there. The world is fabulous, the characters are adorable, and I think you will just have a lovely time if all of those things are things you enjoy. So let me know if you have read this, if this is interesting to you, other middle grade you enjoy or think I might enjoy. Always love a chat. Talk to me down below. And if you want to check this out, I have put the Storygraph link so you can find more information about it. I don't think there are any trigger warnings in this book, but Storygraph always has trigger warnings, so do check them out if you think there could be things in here that you would not like to read about. And as always, happy reading, everyone!